Hi everyone, welcome back to the another video of PowerApps Code Apps. In this video, we are going to take a look at what are the Office 365 users connectors available and what are the services are there, how we can call them, what kind of data we get. Everything will be seeing this in this video. Prerequisite of this, you must have the PowerApps Code Apps created. If you don't know how to create it, I already made a dedicated video of it, like how you can build this from scratch, from what are the prerequisites that required, how we can connect to data sources. I request you to watch that video. I will send you a link in the description or you will find this in the top right corner. The second thing is you have to connect once you created a PowerApps Code Apps, right? Then you have to connect to Office 365 users connector. Okay. After this, in the code, you will see Office 365 user model and service.ts file got created. What this file contain is everything you see. Let's see, if you go to Power Automate, if you use the Office 365 users, all these actions you will see there, right? My profile, update my photo, get user manager, right? Search for the users, even though in Power Apps connector as well. The only thing you will see difference is here you will see this kind of code where you have to pass some parameters exactly same as we did in the Power Apps or any Power Automate flows. In this video, we are going to specifically taking a look into get my info, that is get user profile, how we can get the current user manager info, and how we can search for the users. If you are watching this video for the very first time, if you are new to the channel, requesting you to like and subscribe as I will be continuously posting the video of this. Now coming back to video, here I have used the Fluent UI React controls. For these buttons, you can use normal HTML, CSS, no issues. As you can see here, I added three buttons. One is for get my info, get managed info, and search user. So let's take a look at get my info. So if you look at this function, this is very simple, straightforward function I have written. It will call the Office 365 service and this function it will call. If you see in this file, you will see this is the get my profile. You can read this in complete detail, what kind of parameters it required, what this function executes and everything. Basically, as you can see, it is a select parameter. If you want to select any specific parameters from the response, you can have it. Otherwise, it is completely optional. You can keep it blank or you cannot pass any parameter. That is works. Now let's see what kind of data we get. As you can see, we just have to use this function and dot. So if you write this and if you hit dot, you will see all the functions there, right? Now, if I click on this button, you will see I got the response. Here I will have a console logs. So success is true. That means it API call executes successfully. It is calling Microsoft Graph API. And under the data, you will see it is a kind of object only because we are getting only one user info, that is current user, right? So it has all the details. You see about me, birthday, given name, hire date, and everything. ID we have, email, job title, and everything. Okay. So all the information from your user profile it will fetch. Second thing is search user. Sorry, not search user. The second is manager. How we can get the manager info. So for this also we have a dedicated function. If we search here manager, you will see two functions. The one is manager and another one is manager v2. So currently manager v2 is there, right? Because some of the function got deprecated. But yes, in future also, if this function got deprecated, you have to cross check with the official documentations. I'll go to this function. So as you can see, it retrieve the profile of the specified user manager. This function is really simple. You don't have to change anything in the service functions. Okay, this is very important point. You don't have to change any of these functions because these are generated by the system itself, right? It is not something that you have to write on your own. If you do any changes here, maybe your application will broke, API call not to work. Okay, so here we required two parameters. The one is id, so id is nothing but the current user email id. Then select again from the response. If you see here, if I execute this one, you can actually specify what kind of columns I needed. Okay, you can pass it in a select. Okay, but for simplicity I'll just select everything. Now here I written await statement. Why await is required? Because we have to wait until we got the response, right? If you don't use this keyword await, then it will execute the further blocks, right, without waiting for the response, and resulting you might get an error in your application, because we have to wait until we get the response whether it's successful or not, and then only we have to execute the further steps. So now if I clear this, if I click on manager info, and I will show you as well like what's happening behind the scene. I'm currently in network tab. If I click get manager info, you will see this one, and as you can see, I got the response. So display name is manager user. So in my Office 365 profile, my manager is set to manager user. If you don't have any managers, then you will face the issue here. So the response will look like a resource manager does not exist in the profile, something like this. Okay. So make sure you have to set your manager if you are using for development tenant, right? And all the property you see here, the same property we get in the get my info, right? The only thing is it is not about myself, it is about my manager user information. Okay, now the third thing is very important, search user. Because if you watch my previous video, like how we can perform a CRUD operation in SharePoint using PowerApps code apps, there are some people picker field as well. So let me just show you that list. So here in that list I had assigned to and multiple users. So if you work on the Power Apps Canvas app, there you don't have to write anything special, because you just have to use combo box and you just have to use a function called Office 365 user and search user, right? So here also the thing is same. The only thing is you don't get a combo box here by default, right? You have to build it on your own. So that part I have explained in the previous video that was about CRUD operation, right? And in this video, this specifically I will tell you what kind of result that we get. So here for the search user, I will have one text field and a button called search user. Okay. So now what I'm doing is, if I specify anything in the text field and if I click on search, it will search with this parameter. If I don't specify anything, it will get all the users from my current tenant. Okay. If I clear the network tab, if I click on search user without specifying any parameter, you see I got the response. So I think I have 10 to 15 users only. Okay, total 15 users I have in this tenant, right? Every user information I got, as you can see here. Okay, and every user will have this kind of objects like city, company name, their email, their location, and everything. Okay. Now what happen if I specify here? So if I click on search user, so let's say I want to search for the manager. If I click on search, so now you see I got only one response with display name is manager. Okay, so this is how it is working. And executing this is very simple. You just have to take one text field. On change of it, you have to set whatever the search value that you are using. Okay, and this is about React, because this value is required if you want to search with the specific keyword. And there is a button that calls the function called search user. If we look at this function, it accepts one parameter, that is your user query, and simply we have to execute this function. So if I go to this function in detail, you see it has 4 to 5 parameters: search term, top numbers, search term required, skip token, right? You don't have to specify each and every one until and unless you need it. Okay, search term is required for me, so I specified that one. And make sure the parameter that you are passing here, so it has to follow the exact same sequence. Okay, like the first is always search term, second is always stop. You already know this thing because you already work in Canvas app, but yes, this is the thing that you have to take care. You can read this function in detail, like how it is executing, right? So basically it is just calling the client service, executing a sync operation, and it will get the response and return you the result. Okay, now coming to the app.tsx, here we pass the query and here we get the result like this. Okay, now I hope you understand each and every function. If you are still having any doubt, or if you want me to cover any another service function, just let me know. Now the thing here, you will see I have added a static data here, right? So this is not something that you do in the live applications, right? So I use a GitHub Copilot and some of the vibe coding, and I generated this code that I will show you. The same functions I am executing there. The only thing is I keep it in a proper user interface. Okay, as you see, if I click on get my info, I am not showing anything here. Okay, so don't look at the code because it is too long, and don't get confused what's happening. Okay, so now you see, if I click on get my profile, I am showing this in a card like structure. Okay, if you just use a GitHub Copilot, you can just simply ask like, this is the API response that I am getting, and I need you to build the card interface. It will just build it for you, because this is not something that I have built it from scratch. I use the Copilot only, right? So this kind of information we are getting. Then if I click on get manager, I am getting the thing like this. And for the search user, see, I have not specified any search term. If I click on search, it will get me all the users from my organization. Now if I search anything, let's say this one, you see I get 5 users. Okay, so these kind of things you can use. The only thing you will face difficulty if you are not a pro code developer, that how to handle these responses, how the function are working, right? But if you get the knowledge, and if you see here, each and every function you see exactly same in the Power Apps and Power Automate. Okay, the only thing is it is about a development point of view, and in the Power Apps you get a drag and drop approach, like you just pick a combo box, write the function on it. Right, but here you have to use a Fluent UI control or any other library that you want to use, but I recommend to use a Fluent UI if you are working with the Microsoft applications like SPFX, then Power Apps and everything. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you are having any questions, any doubts about this, just let me know in comments and I'll be happy to help.